of the mountain.
As residents of Peyton, Colorado, the question has been asked, is Peyton, Colorado the next big thing? Today, we're going to share with you some pros and cons of living in Peyton, Colorado.
If you're considering making a move, you'll want to know exactly what to expect. That's right, we'll be giving you all the lowdown on all the perks of living here in Peyton, but also a few things that might make you think twice. Stick around, let's get to it.
And all I wanna do is make him mine.
All right, the first thing that we wanted to talk to you, again, as residents of Peyton, Colorado, is going to be the proximity to Colorado Springs, which is the second largest city in Colorado. Colorado Springs has so many things to offer, and really, it's not that far. We're in real estate, so we do drive a lot. So if you're looking at moving to the area, we are obviously your go-to peeps. But that's why we wanted to share this video with you too, because we have had tons of people. We get lots of listings in our local community out here. And one of the feedbacks that we get from potential buyers for the area is that they just feel it's a little bit too far from Colorado Springs. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that that's one of those things where until you drive here, until you're actually commuting, it seems like it's really far away. But then once you do it, once, twice, every day, twice, 3-4 times a day, you really kind of see that it's no different than living on the north side and the south side, right? And obviously, you guys, we are a little biased because we do live in Peyton. We've been here for 4 years now. And it is somewhere where we absolutely love, but you know us, we're not going to sugarcoat stuff, and we are very transparent about it. So I feel like it's definitely a pro because it is really close to Colorado Springs, all within like a 20-30 minute drive.
Yeah, and it's funny because we lived in Banning Lewis Ranch before we lived in Peyton. Meridian Ranch is where we currently live. And it was super funny because I told Crystal for the longest time, it took a lot to get me out what I considered east to Banning Lewis Ranch.
It's not east. I mean, it's a tad bit east, but it is not east. I literally just showed one of our buyers property out east.
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah. But from where we're at, 45 minutes more east.
Right, from where we're at.
But from Banning Lewis Ranch to Meridian Ranch, where we currently live, it's probably another 12 to 15 minutes, depending on which part you're looking at. And I swore, I said, there's no way I'm never moving to Peyton. I'm never moving to Meridian Ranch. You can't get me out there. Until we went on a listing appointment in Meridian Ranch. And sure enough, we ended up buying that house because it was everything that we wanted. And we'll get into some of the other pros later, but you do get a lot more perks when it comes to like the residential side of things and owning a house out here when it comes to lot size. So we'll keep you posted on that. I'm on timeout.
You're in timeout.
But yes, proximity to Colorado Springs, 20 to 30 minutes, you can get there. There is a little bit of construction going on right now, which again, we'll get to that. But I do not think that the drive is that bad.
No, I think it's definitely a pro.
All right, pro number 2 when it comes to Peyton, Colorado, the up and coming place in Colorado, is going to be the affordable housing. And when we say affordable housing, what we're speaking to is going to be what you would get in Colorado Springs versus what you get in Peyton for your dollars. The lot sizes out here are tremendously bigger, even a smaller lot. Now, let me caveat that. There are some of those like 3-story houses that you've heard us talk about out here in Falcon and Peyton that are starting to come about. But if you're getting a traditional single family home, I would say that your lot sizes are going to be quite a bit larger for the dollar that you're going to spend compared to areas in Colorado Springs.
I totally agree, Sean, that you do get more housing, whether that's your lot size, even in communities. A lot of times in town, especially the newer developments, they're just stacking them on top of each other. And so your yard sizes are super small. Out here, even in the community, you get a little bit larger of a lot, which a lot of people really like. I think that that's a huge pro. Yeah, and if you are any sort of farm type person and you're looking for land, good luck finding that in Colorado Springs. It's hard to come by. You'll find it, but it's going to be a huge price tag, right? Yes, and out here in Peyton, I mean, that's literally, when she said she was driving 45 minutes to go show clients east of where we're at, that's what she's doing, is driving straight down fields, dirt roads,
farmland, like you name it, Peyton is going to be the spot for that. For something.
Yeah, and I think too, a big pro when it comes to like the affordable housing and what that equals is you can get a 2.5 acre lot with a beautiful home on it in Peyton.
Yes.
So that's still only 20-30 minutes into Colorado Springs. So you can still have land, you can still have chickens, you can have whatever animals your little heart desires, and still be in like in a city. You know, and I think that that's huge.
Yeah, there's actually talks, which I won't put it out there for sure, because everything is always something until it's nothing. But there is talks of 68 homes being developed on 5-acre lots out here in Peyton. Who knows if that will happen? Things get talked about and then they get pushed back. But if you're looking for any amount of acreage and a single family home, and that's another thing, there's homes out here with HOAs and covenants, and then there's homes without HOAs and covenants. Right. Just like in Colorado Springs, you can get that there. But if you don't like HOAs,
it's the price tag, right? Yep. Like the affordability that you get, it's like our price point is a little bit higher here in Peyton, but it's also because it's only grouping like one zip code, whereas Colorado Springs is a huge, it's a ton of different zip codes when they actually take the average price point. But when you actually look at what a $500,000 house would get you here in Peyton versus what that $500 will get you in, let's say, Briargate, there's a big price tag difference.
So again, if you're comparing affordable housing, Colorado Springs versus Peyton, and what you're getting for your actual dollars and what you're able to do with your lots, I would personally say that Peyton is going to give you a little bit more bang for your buck, which again, this is one of the reasons why Peyton is a huge up-and-coming place here surrounding the Colorado Springs area. They've built out totally to the west side. All they can do now is move east, so we are on the up and up.
And I think that's also not, I mean, we're going to go to the next topic, but I also think that's another pro, right? When it comes to the affordable housing, it's affordable, but we're also growing and growing and growing, which you guys means your house values continue to go up and up and up. So guess what? Pro.
So to tie into our second pro, we did want to touch a little bit more on the privacy and the space that is offered here out in Peyton. You heard us say that the lot sizes are larger, but the population in Peyton compared to Colorado Springs is drastically lower. So if you are the type of person that doesn't want to necessarily be around dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people when you go to the grocery store or wherever it is that you want to go, this is going to be a great spot. We don't have a ton of options when it comes to shopping and dining, but that's kind of a nice thing because often we'll go to the one little spot that we like to go to here in Peyton for lunch, and it will just be the two of us. It's super weird. We'll go in and it's like ghost town, but we personally like it that way.
Yeah, I think the whole privacy and then, you know, with just your space in general here in Peyton is very different than Colorado Springs. And that once again is kind of what you're looking for. I think anything, right? I was just talking to our daughter Kaylee about how she was researching something and she's like, Mom, I keep finding all this information. And it's like, yeah, because you're searching for just the pros or, just something in particular. So of course that's what you're going to find. So we're giving you the nitty and gritty of the pros and the cons. So it could be a con, it could be a pro. For us, we do think that it is a pro to kind of be out a little bit further, have a little bit more privacy. It's not one of those where, it very much is like everybody knows your name type thing, but it's still just out in our own little world.
Yeah, and she doesn't like going to the grocery store because she doesn't like hundreds of people being around her.
Don't like it.
So even if we go on a heavy weekend day, Saturday at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's literally 2 or 3 people in line when we go to check out. It's not super crazy like when we go to Colorado Springs and we shop there. Not to mention the taxes are a little bit lower here, so you save a couple bucks on your grocery shopping. Yep, another pro. But yeah, you do feel like you have privacy and you have space in the Peyton area, especially when you're comparing it to Colorado Springs. And if you want to get even further down that line, things like downtown Colorado Springs and other busier places where there's just lots and lots of people, you're not going to experience that here in Peyton. Not yet. We are developing and we are growing. So get out.
If you listen to this in like 5 years, then definitely give us a text or a call, 719-238-1771, and we will update you on how that looks out. So pro number 4 is probably one of my favorites, right? It's a small town feel with a super strong community. And that is a very big pro. I think that community is huge. We pour into our community. We do events. We just got done with a huge Easter egg hunt. Next is going to be a July 4th thing. Mother's Day, and then July 4th, and then we have a fall festival. So we pour into our community like crazy. But it truly does. Like when we go to our restaurant, everybody knows our name, right? Everybody knows our kids. They know that we're in real estate. But they genuinely care. They're like, how are the kids? How are they doing in school? How's real estate? And so it makes you feel, I always say that it's like our family wakes on family, because it doesn't really matter where we go. Even when we go to Walmart, you guys, like the cashiers and the people that are checking you out, they are just so nice and friendly, and it just makes you feel like family.
Yeah, and Colorado Springs has that same small town feel, but Colorado Springs is just getting so populated and so busy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there is a very different feel, and we're both natives. We know Colorado Springs, we know Peyton, we lived in Colorado Springs for forever, and we still go to Colorado Springs on the daily basis.
And we love Colorado Springs, you guys.
For sure.
Like we obviously love everything about Colorado Springs. This is just kind of the pros with Peyton, why we like it so much, and some of the things that Sean and I really just kind of gravitate towards.
Yeah, and when you've lived in Colorado Springs for a long time, you can almost get numb to the fact that the small town vibe and that the friendliness, it kind of goes away until you go to a place like Peyton and you're reintroduced to it. It's almost like the South. Our son lives in Texas. She just recently went to Georgia. We have family in Florida. And when we go to the South, you feel that warm, welcoming vibe. Peyton has that. It's just people are friendly. They care about you. They want to know your name. They don't necessarily need to be all up in your business, but they do want to make sure that you just feel a part of the community. And Peyton really offers that, in my opinion, a little bit better than Colorado Springs does these days.
Yeah, I agree. Pro number 5, quiet, peaceful, such a nice lifestyle. It's definitely not fast paced. I don't think. I feel that we have a million accidents, so I really can't say that like we don't have very much accidents or crime and stuff like that. But I just feel like people they just kind of slow down with their lifestyle a little bit, and they take time, and it's not just like go, 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 go.
Yeah, and we're in a community still. We're in Meridian Ranch, and you'll see the same thing with like Paintbrush Hills or Woodman Hills. Like the communities, they want to be a little bit more active, but especially if you get a little bit further east into Peyton and you're wanting land and just like silence, like peace and quiet, serenity. You want to watch the sunrise and you want to watch the sunset and you don't want anybody to bother you. Peyton has that vibe. We get it even in our backyard. We have a hot tub, and so every now and then we'll go in the backyard at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and it's like just peace and quiet. Yeah. You don't hear the traffic from Colorado Springs. You don't have to deal with people like getting crazy and wild and yelling and throwing late parties, which I'm sure happens everywhere, even in our community.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just a little bit more laid back, a little bit more peaceful.
One of my favorite things is Juan brought up the whole hot tub thing, because that is kind of like our
hot tub time.
Yeah, we have hot tub time to where we'll just, because we obviously work together. We are married, if you guys didn't know, and so we're with each other all the time. But a lot of that is spent go in our
work.
Companies, because we own several companies, and so we do hot tub time just to kind of reconnect. And out here at Peyton, we can go out to our hot tub and we can see the stars. And I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love to be able to look at the stars and see what the sky is doing. When you're in town in Colorado Springs, there's so many lights that
it just drowns it out.
Yeah, it's just not the same, because like Sean said, we weren't in Banning Lewis before. We've lived in Colorado Springs. And we could not necessarily, there are a few times that you can kind of look at the stars, but really it's just a whole different vibe. And I will say that with the lifestyle that we have here in Peyton, I do think that like we've already talked about with the community, it's not like quiet where we don't do anything, it's dead, nothing happens. That's not what we're saying, because the 4th of July, I cannot wait to do a video for you guys on the 4th of July.
A video from last year.
Oh, we do.
Roll it.
I was going to say, we'll roll a little bit, and then we'll do a new one that will even be bigger and better. But really, it's peaceful, but you still get like the entertainment of what you want.
Yeah, and the video footage that I probably have that we're going to show you is not from the actual even community event. That's just neighbors.
No, this is
neighbors doing their things. But when you see the community event that goes on, I mean, it's a pretty wild, crazy, fun, exciting event. So,
for sure.
Peyton is great, but it does come with some growing pains. And the first one that we want to talk to you guys about is the limited amount of amenities and developments. We do not have very many restaurants. We do not have many things to do for entertainment, which is why we do the 20 to 30-minute drive into Colorado Springs when we are looking for those things. I love Red's American Grill, but I can only eat it so many times before we need to try something different.
We have Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Red's.
Several
fast food places.
Purple Toad, they're both American.
Yeah. Purple Toad's a bar. We haven't talked about Purple Toad very much. It's like a bar restaurant.
It's a family restaurant.
It's cool because they'll have like dartboards and they do have a pool table, but the food is just not good.
It's not our cup of tea, you guys. But anyway,
it's not good.
We won't do a video.
It's okay every now and then, but not recommended.
Right. But I do think that we have a million dentists.
We do have a lot of dentists.
They keep out
tire shops.
We have car washes.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as really the amenities, like Sean said, when it comes to entertainment, the entertainment is truly just about the community. There's not, a little bit further in Calhan, they have the state fair, they have the rodeo, but that's not necessarily in Peyton.
Right.
It's 15, 20 minutes, the opposite way of Colorado Springs. But I think that would probably be a big con, is that, yes, we are growing, we are developing. We have a King Soopers, which is absolutely gorgeous. We're starting to get a little bit more at a time. Have a Chipotle find.
And there's a ton of stuff. I mean, you should see the roads right now. Like, the construction is a little bit wild, but the development is crazy. They have just plot after plot after plot where they're in the process of building stuff. We're getting that sandwich place. What's that one?
Oh, Firehouse.
Firehouse Sub. Shout out to them. They're delicious. But it is getting developed. It just seems, especially if you've been in Peyton for longer than we have. If you've been here for like 20 years, you've been waiting for this stuff for 20 years because it just is not. But it's finally on the horizon where we're starting to get some stuff. But as of right now, if you wanted a place that offered like a music venue or several bars that you could go to, like downtown Colorado Springs, just like
restaurant.
Yeah.
We don't have a nice restaurant.
Right.
Like, we don't have anything fancy.
They're mom and pop stuff.
Yeah. Which we love, right? But when we want to go to like a nice dinner date for like a good steak, you have to drive into Colorado Springs.
Yep.
30 minutes, you guys. Not that big deal.
Yep. So if having the immediate convenience of all the things that Colorado Springs is important to you
either.
No hospital. Yeah,
we have urgent cares, but we don't have a hospital, which that's big. Now we do have one that's right off of Woodman, so it's only about, I think it's 18 minutes.
Yeah,
minutes?
I would say probably right around there.
So it's not necessarily in Peyton, but it is pretty close.
Right, but if you have medical issues or concerns that you're wanting to stay up and up on, and you need a hospital within a 5-10 minute drive, Peyton is not there yet. We have not developed that. We have urgent cares, but no big...
We don't take care of,
right,
pregnancy type situation.
Right. And then your bill from the little doop, the ambulance is going to be crazy. So yes, the limited amenities and development in Peyton is definitely a con. It's on the up and up, but if you're looking for all of the immediate satisfaction of having something 5 minutes away or even within walking distance, Peyton is not going to be the spot for you. Not just yet. We're working on it. All right, we touched on this just a little bit, but con number 2 is going to be the traffic and construction. Over the past 2 weeks, I would say especially, there's really, when you're out east in one of the communities, I should say, so Meridian Ranch, Woodman Hills, Falcon, Paintbrush Hills, one of those, you're going to go down Meridian or Woodman to Meridian. That's kind of like the 2 roads that you're going to access to get in and out of this area, unless you're going down south, but we're not talking about that right now. The construction over the past 2 weeks is insane. 2-lane roads are now 1-lane roads. All of Woodman, there's a whole new community getting developed between Banning Lewis Ranch and Falcon. I can't pronounce it. It starts with a P. I'll throw it up there for you real quick, though. But this entire area is getting developed with more homes down Woodman. So Woodman is down to 1 road, and it is getting developed on the other side of Woodman where Banning Lewis Ranch is, because they're expanding even more. So that's down to 1 road. We have not personally, in the 4 or 5 years that we've lived out here, had to deal with a lot of traffic, which has been amazing. I mean, it's just, there's no traffic.
There is traffic when dropping off the kids for school. So
yeah, school traffic's different.
If you're right, and you're going, if you're going to work to a typical 8 to 5 type job and you're dropping the kiddos off and then going into work,
yeah, there's some traffic, but nothing like Colorado Springs traffic.
No.
And you guys probably know. Oh, and this is another thing to backtrack. Gyms out here, we have one, and then your community centers, and the one that we have is a family-owned little place too. So there's that. Which is why I still drive into town to go to Lifetime. But when I worked at Lifetime, I would hit Powers and I'd be stuck in that traffic for so long because it was, again, a regular job, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever. And the after work hours traffic on Powers would just eat me alive. So now, like I said, Meridian, Woodman, that traffic has been really not even close. You're not hitting stoplights. There's really only a couple stoplights all the way down Woodman. But now that this community is getting developed, they're adding another traffic light. The lanes are down to 1 lane. So it's still not bumper to bumper 5-mile-an-hour traffic, but I have noticed a big difference in what we are seeing for our construction or our traffic pattern.
Well, and I think with that, though, is that it's just starting. Mm-hmm. So it's not the development's almost done, construction's going to be done. They're growing the Woodman to multiple lanes and then having multiple streets come into it. So you have traffic lights, you have a whole other lane to build. And so it's I honestly, I haven't done too much research on it, I'll be honest. So I don't know how long it's expected to take, but I know it's years.
Yeah.
And even going down Meridian, they were doing a bunch of construction there too, to where it's I feel that is definitely a con because it's such a small place, a small city. You don't have a ton of options to be able to be I'm just going to take the back roads, or, I'm just going to go on this road. You really only have very few streets to kind of get in and out. And so when they do work, when they're doing the construction, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, but with that being said, with all this growth that's about to happen, if you were at all thinking about moving to Peyton, even though these are going to be some growing pains, now is going to be the time, because when this is fully developed and we have all the things that Colorado Springs does, all it's going to do to your property values is make them go up and up and up and up. So if you're considering Colorado Springs or Peyton, reach out to us. We'd love to kind of show you the neighborhoods. We help people from all over the country move here. We do video tours if you're not able to come into town and actually see it for yourself. We've helped so many people move to the area, so if you're considering it, get in touch with us as soon as possible. You can call us or text us at 719-238-1771 and give you the lay of the land so that you know what you're getting yourself into before you can actually move to the area.
Now, con number 3, you guys, is our limited public service. It's a huge downside, I think, is that we don't have public transportation. We don't have buses.
Hospitals, you've talked about the hospitals.
Yeah, well, and even this public transportation in general, we don't have trains, we don't have buses, we don't have even an Uber, you guys. They
don't like to come to Peyton.
It takes forever.
Unless you tip them.
Very many.
Remember Sammy the other day?
Oh, well.
He really wanted hot wings, and so he, I guess, Grubhubbed it. I don't know it. And he Grubhubbed it, but he had to tip $40 in order for them to deliver out here.
But it's one of those things where as we grow, we'll definitely probably see more, but it's definitely a con.
Yeah. Con number 4 about Peyton, Colorado is going to be the limited job opportunities. There is a lot of growth in the works, but there is not a lot of, especially if you're looking at like corporation type jobs, like we don't have, even if you want to be a car salesman, you're driving to Colorado Springs, we don't have car dealerships out here. Not anything big. We have like mom and pop shops, but the job opportunities that we have out here are going to be pretty limited unless you're getting into like management positions. Like if you're working your ranks through Kroger or like King Supers or whatever, then obviously we have those, Walmart even. But Amazon, Colorado Springs, any type of like corporate big jobs, all Colorado Springs.
Military service, like
all the military services, Fountain, Colorado Springs, North Colorado Springs, contractors. Yeah, there is perks in terms of like location. You do have easy access to like driving them. Again, it's just drive time and drive miles. But yeah, the job opportunities out here, as of right now, are not in super abundance. If you're a high school kid looking for a job, we got you covered because of all the fast food places.
But if you're lifeguards and the rec centers and all that kind of stuff.
But career opportunities out here, I would say that they're a little bit limited. We talked about like the urgent cares. There are a few of them out here. So if you're in the healthcare field,
and we have vets too. So that would be, they're very mom and pop though. So I feel like it's one of those things where it's just limited.
Right. Now, if you do work from home, perks, we do have high-speed internet out here, so you're not going to be left in the dust. If you're wanting to get into the outskirts of Peyton and you want to go live on the farmland, let's do our research before we put you out there, because some of those spots, they do not have high-speed internet.
Nope.
So working from home, it is possibly, one of my best friends works from home. He lives about 3 minutes up the street from here. And he obviously needs high-speed internet and he never has issues with it. So if that is a concern of yours, just be sure to reach out to us so that we can confirm that for you. But working from home is...
I was going to say, I think that's probably more of a con or of a pro too, is that, well, and honestly, in today's world, right? I mean, ever since COVID, I think so many different careers and positions kind of realize that you don't have to go into an office to be able to perform your job duties. And there's more and more and more at-home positions happening anyway. And so when you really look at it, if you are working from home and you don't have to necessarily go into an office, and or you're only going to an office every once in a while, then Peyton's perfect for you. But if you're looking more to advance in your career with a more specialty, Peyton's not going to be the place for you.
Con number 5. No, you did not flash back to the very beginning of the video. This is just a repeat because the proximity to Colorado Springs, depending on how often you have to drive there, can very much be a con. You heard us say it. We drive into Colorado Springs every single day, sometimes multiple times per day. And usually, especially my morning drive when I go to the gym, which is early in the morning, sometimes like 4:30 if I'm getting crazy. But regardless, it's how I start my day. And I really enjoy that 20-minute drive into town to just kind of gather my thoughts and think about the day and whatever I need to do. But then by the time I come back to Peyton and then we go do a job, whether it's a staging job or we're listing appointment or whatever it might be.
Or showing you.
Or showing clients houses in Colorado Springs. Then we come back again and then we have to go, we don't want to go to Reds and we want to go get food or what. It can sometimes get exhausting.
Well, I think like it does get exhausting, right? I mean, we do it every single day, multiple times a day, but even just kind of like, let's analyze a basic day for us, right? You go to the gym, so that's one time in a town. You're coming home, which that's one time, that's another trip. And then we go back out to go show clients. We'll just say we have one client, right? And then we come back into Peyton, and then we go back out to go, let's just say that we're going to go to dinner, and then we go back home. I mean, that's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, and you figure 30 minutes, so hour round trip, that's 3 hours of drive time.
Right.
Which it can add up. 30 minutes is a pretty far stretch. Most things are 20, 25 minutes. But say it was 30. Say we have to go to Fountain, or say there was traffic or whatever. Like, the drive time can add up if you're leaving multiple times a day.
Yeah, it does. It does add up. And Sean and I are kind of accustomed to it. And, we live in our cars. We're in our cars way more than we are in our home. But that doesn't mean that just because we're accustomed to it does not mean that it's okay, right? Or that like it's not a con. Like that is the reality of it, is that you are outside of town, so you are going to have to drive places, and that could be annoying.
Yeah. And before we had, I think King Soopers has been here for probably 2 years now, if I had to guess. Not even 2 years. We'll say it's 2 years. But before that, I personally don't like Safeway. I don't know why I want to like Safeway, but when their small bowl of fruit is $24, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll go into town to another grocery store. But that has saved a tremendous amount of drive time, just the small things that are being added. And like you've heard us say, this city is just developing more and more and more. So more things will be coming. And again, if you want to strike while the fire's hot, Peyton is just going to continue to grow. So this is going to be the up and coming city. This is going to be the spot. As of right now though, and especially like say that you're in the military, if you decide to live in Peyton, you're going to have a 30-minute drive to whichever duty station you're going to. They're all about 30 minutes.
I was going to say they're all about 30
minutes.
minutes.
If you're leaving, you're going in, you guys have been to the gates, I'm sure, whether you're here or somewhere else. Like the gate traffic is sometimes crazy, and then you have to deal with the same thing coming off. So I have heard sometimes that can just get taxing for people.
So there you have it, guys. There's 5 pros, which we probably did a little bit more pros, and 5 cons of why we think that living in Peyton, the good and the bad, right?
Yeah, and like I said a couple times, Peyton is very much so an up-and-coming place. There's going to be some growing pains if you decide to live out here with us. But in our opinion, it is totally going to be worth it. This city is going to explode. There's nowhere else to build in Colorado Springs. It's just getting more and more and more congested. There is still lots of area out here in Peyton to develop, and there is still lots of land to claim if you are looking for something a little bit more peaceful and serene for your day. So if you're looking at moving to the Peyton or Colorado Springs area, please reach out to us. We would love to help you, whether you're here or whether you are out of state. Give us a call or shoot us a text at 719-238-1771.
And as always, like, subscribe, and follow our channel for more information all about living local here in Colorado Springs and the surrounding areas. And if you or anybody you know has any real estate questions and or needs, we are here for you.
We'll see you guys in the next video.